DNN.
Hello, Sts.Peter and Paul students and faculty. Today is Wednesday, November 9th, and it's our great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. James Baca. He is the photographer for the Archdiocese, and he also works for the Catholic Register. How are you doing today?
Oh, fine, thank you, sister. Thank you for inviting me to DNN.
It's our privilege. Mr. Baca has had innumerable experiences, many experiences in his life, and he's here to share some of those highlights with us today. Could you share with us, first of all, how you got involved in photography?
Yeah, I was in the Air Force in 68 to 72, and when I got out of the Air Force, I loved Alaska, and I loved the beauty of it. I wanted to learn to take photos. So I went to community college here in Denver, and with my GI Bill, and took photography. And it just blossomed from there. I found out that I had a talent, and a few of my teachers that pursued me and kept me in the right direction and gave me good guidance, and I've been very blessed. And I was hired at the Archdiocese in Denver for the Catholic Register in 1980. Monsignor Woodridge hired me, and I've been there ever since. So I've just been blessed in my past 32 years.
I know that you think that photography is more than just taking pictures. Could you tell us a little bit about what role you think photography has in our society and in our culture?
Oh yes, I'm very blessed because I'm actually in the memory business, and I stop time, and I love that. And we can all do that. You know, we all have cameras, and we should all go out and take as many photos, and lots of photos. And maybe some of you students, I would like you to think about taking pictures of your grandparents,
Yes.
taking pictures of your pets. You know. Because we always want to remember our pets, and take pictures of your bikes and your things that give you enjoyment. And also, please take pictures of your friends, because our friends change a lot, and we want to have those memories. So, but don't forget the grandparents; they're so important. Take lots and lots of pictures of your family, and you'll be so happy you've done that later on in life. They're treasures.
It's beautiful. What are some of the highlights of, I know it's been 30 years that you've been doing photography for the Archdiocese. What are some of the highlights that some people that you've met, different events that you've been at that you think have been really, really interesting?
I've been taking photos for almost 40 years, 32 with the Archdiocese, and so many good memories. 12 different cities with John Paul II around the world. 2 days with Mother Teresa 2 different times. These are big highlights of my life, pictures of the Dalai Lama. And I've just been blessed to be in certain events that are historical, not only here in Denver, but following the Holy Father from Rome to Alaska, and through Canada, and through the United States. So one of the very historic photos was 1987, when the Holy Father was saying Mass in Phoenix, and the American Indians got to bless the Holy Father, and they did that with incense and a feather, an eagle feather that they prayed over, and the Holy Father allowed them to bless him, and it was very historical. And those are just kind of some of the one of the events that really I feel I was very, very blessed and privileged to take photos.
Wow. What is it like to meet all these famous people? And you've met 2 people who are already proclaimed to be blessed by the Church. What's it like to be, you're showing us pictures that you've taken pictures of presidents and lots of important people. What is it like?
Well, Mother Teresa and the Holy Father are certainly on the top of the list. And yes, I am very fortunate because they are going to become saints. And to be in their presence was just very, very moving. You can see that, you can feel the holiness from these 2 people. You can feel the holiness from Mother Teresa. I was so blessed to be around her when she came to Denver twice. She came to Estes Park to speak to American youth. And she wanted to tell the American youth here to please, for the kids, forgive your parents. Parents don't always make the right decisions. And that was a really an eye-opener. And another, I'd like to share a little story that she had shared with this group of young people. She was talking about the hunger in India. And she said, you could see the hunger in the little kids' eyes. She said, so I gave the mother a bowl of rice. She said, and do you know what she did with that rice? She took it next door and gave the mother half, who also had kids. This is love and compassion for your fellow man. That I will never forget. Was a moment when I really knew that I was in the presence of somebody very, very special. I'll never forget that. Another experience that I'd like to share was when the Holy Father was here in Denver in '93. On Sunday, his free day, he chose to go to Mount St. Vincent's, which is a home here in Denver for kids that are troubled mentally and physically. And the Holy Father spent an hour or so with these kids. And one of the beautiful parts of the day was the kids got to ask the Holy Father questions. So they raise a hand and say, what's your favorite color? Well, the Holy Father beamed like a grandfather with a big smile, and he said, well, this is what they give me to wear.
White.
Another question, what's your favorite food? And he said, whatever I receive. Everybody in the room understood how powerful that message is.
Yeah.
And
the gratitude to be grateful for what we have.
For whatever. And so it was just such special moments that I've been very, very blessed to capture.
That's beautiful. So you've heard so much, and you've captured those with your camera. Could you maybe give us a little advice? I know some of our students might be interested in becoming professional photographers. What advice would you give them to prepare for that kind of career?
Well, photography is a lot of the arts, okay? So study the arts, study a lot of composition, colors, shapes, but mainly go out and just take photos. Get your parents to let you use their camera, and if you've got your own digital camera, go out and take all these pictures, like I say, your grandparents, your pets, your friends, and record these type of things. And then, something real special about my job is that when you take pictures and you can't wait to get them back, you're just so anxious. If you're at the store, you can't wait to you want to look at them. I get to enjoy that every day.
That's beautiful.
I have that experience of, I can't wait to see what I've stopped the time, what I've done with my camera to save for later, because that's what we're doing. We're taking a piece of time and we're saving it for later. So I would encourage everybody to take photos. And, if you're a person like I am that goes through books and maybe doesn't read a lot, but you sure look at the photos, you might be a photographer. If you can't spell very well, and you have reporters that do that, you might want to think about being a photographer. But photography, even if it's not a profession, it's something that's always going to be with you. And you're always going to have a camera. So I would just encourage you to take as many photos as you can, and to take lots and lots, and always go around having people smile. It's a beautiful thing to do.
Yes.
Is ask people to smile for you. And that's a great reward.
To capture beauty is such a beautiful gift.
Yeah, it is. It's a very beautiful gift.
Well, we thank you for joining us. And would you like to wrap this up for us?
Oh, certainly would. It's been a real pleasure being with you students today, and I thank you for allowing me to come to talk to you.
Thank you.
Yes. And we want you to always remember to keep a smile on your face, your mind on your studies, and a prayer in your heart.
Thank you.
And stay in focus.
Thank you.